each other. And so I did that by just inviting people in alphabetical order that about their last initials.
Mhm.
And so they were people who didn't really so much associate with each other.
Right.
And so they became more familiar with each other by doing it in alphabetical order. It wasn't like you invited families
Right.
together in that group,
Right.
but just kind of going through the alphabets
Mhm.
and inviting people by alphabet. And so it was really fun when I did that because it was people who just really probably never even got to talk to each other.
Sure.
And so that was really a good way to me of kind of getting people to know each other and have fellowship with each other.
And I think that's unique, is to come up with a plan. I mean, it's just something that you say, well, hey, I'm gonna do it like this. But you have some kind of idea of trying to bring people together, that are not normally interacting with one another. And that's what this is talking about, unfamiliar. But they've been coming and everything like that, and, they even place membership, but you have to go out of your way. And when I say out of your way, meaning you have to go past your comfort zone. There's people that are good at doing that. That's what I'm saying. But what he's trying to get us to see, and what I need to be seeing is that I need to get better at being hospitable. Those people, and I'm gonna get you this. You had ideas, and that's great. So you pick up on that. In Bible class, you pick up on it's a good way to do it. Just different ideas, but you gotta want to move forward and say, I'm probably not as hospitable as I probably could. And you say it to yourself, or you don't want nobody else to know. But 9 times out of 10, people already know because they probably say, well, you ain't never invited me. They may say that, they may not. But I know that I could probably grow in that area. And so that's when you start engaging in different thoughts and ideas.
That's why I had to make myself, like I say, when I first got I had to make myself open up to get familiar with everybody else because I was the one who made myself alienated from everybody else. But then when I opened up and got familiar with everybody else, it made me feel better
Mhm.
and get to know them. And when the sister invited me to go places, that's when I started going. Because I got to know them. But I had to open up first myself.
Mhm.
And sometimes it's us and not the combination.
Yeah, and Mac, you said you're right, but yeah, and you're right, but and you have to, but you have to have people within your congregation, and that's what it's trying to get us to do. Is to take the unfamiliar, the person that probably nobody else seems to be talking to. I can look out in the congregation and I see people, talking to one another and everything like that. Sometimes, like Sister Shaw says, the guests will leave out the door. Hopefully, it's not because they don't feel welcome, because they come back. But at some point, I got to avail myself to that visit, and open up my say, what? I can't do it today, but good intentions. And if you don't really mean it, don't say it. Because if they say, you say, would you like to go out to dinner sometime? Well, I was just wondering where I was going to go today. Your mind was like some other time, but they went ahead and answered the call. Well, I didn't know what I was going to do today. I hadn't got groceries and everything. Yeah, I like to go out. You can't back off and say, well, I wasn't talking about today. You can't say that. You open it up. They walked in. Now you got to fulfill that. Or you're going to make them look at you when they come in and say, that book right there. Invited me to dinner, didn't even take it. But people think like that. Because a lot of times we say a lot of things come out of our mouth before we think about what we say. And that's what Brother Johnson trying to get us to understand too. Don't be making promises you can't keep. Don't be saying things don't make them, they'll come in and say, oh, we welcome you and everything like that. And then you never even get to them. All they did was heard Brother Boyd from the pulpit saying it all nice and welcoming. And then I didn't even get to them, and everything. And I think that's very, very, very important. Because if I'm up there saying it, I better be one of the first ones. The second one, I'm gonna wait in line. That's where I see myself. I'm not talking. That's where I see myself. That's how important that is to me. And then we go, sister.
You know what? We should ask them, and if they say no, that's on them.
Sure.
Because we really should make ourselves more available.
Sure.
And
Most certainly.
guiding them.
Most certainly.
Because, you know, when I go out to different places, people do ask me,
Yeah.
could I take you to dinner?
Yeah.
Have you, you know, would you like to go out to dinner? And sometimes people just walk up to me and they may not ask me to go out to dinner. They may just even put
Money in your hand.
$20 in my
Yeah.
hand when
Yeah.
they shake my hand.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's things like that that mean a lot to people.
Mhm.
And, you know, you're not asking them for any money.
Right.
That's just showing their hospitality.
Right.
By
Right.
shaking your hand and putting
Yeah.
something in your hand.
Yeah,
And it's just little things like that
Yeah.
that make
make a big
oh
difference.
my goodness,
Make a
that was,
big
you know, I didn't even ask. They just
Yeah.
so nice doing that.
Totally unexpected. Totally. And those are the kind of things that people really truly enjoy and they remember. But so,
Yeah, I think that, when I look at this, because I open my home to church members with whom I am unfamiliar.
mhm,
And I used to be like that because I wasn't that welcome in some congregations.
mhm.
But we must learn to remember that people that come to the church where we are in our services,
Mhm.
we need to show them love and respect. And so that's one hang up that I found in some congregations. So,
Yeah.
you got to have that because if you're gonna sit there and act as if you don't wanna have nothing to say to anybody, think about how you're gonna feel if somebody's trying to ask you a question. So we have to learn to share in the love that we have with other people.
All right.
And
Yes, go ahead. Go
and
ahead.
another thing, that is what makes us become familiar
Yes.
with these people
Yes.
that we're not familiar
Yes.
with. Go
Yes.
and make yourself known to them,
Yes.
talk to them, let
Yes.
them know that you're glad that they are here.
When they come through those doors, they'll look at you. You know why? Because you're the person that paid attention to them. So they're actually coming to the congregation kind of like looking for you. They're looking for a place to sit, but they see you over there and everything like that. And they may want to walk up. Oh, it's so good to see you again and everything like that. You know, I was Sunday, you know, we had talked about. Okay, Spirit said, don't say that. Spirit said, I don't need to use that as an example. But anyway, so we've got that. If no more comments, we're going to move on.
Let me
Yes.
let me just add to what's already been said. It's very important. Starting with Sister Beverly. Yeah, as a new member to the congregation, it's very important to feel welcome here. Even if this is your home church. So more so for those who are coming from the outside, but it begins on the inside. It begins in the congregation, how we show love one to another that's going to be reflected regardless of whether, you know, it's intentional or not. That's just the light that's being shined. And I believe that the most important thing is that it's genuine, you know, not forced. It shouldn't be mechanical, you know. Everybody, I know we should greet the guests that come in, but we shouldn't bum rush them. You know what I mean? We shouldn't just everybody just just everybody just like kind of surround them. You know, give them a chance, get everybody a chance to say it's more natural that way. But if everybody's lined up, then that's going to seem like, that's your only objective is to make them feel like, you're this loving family. But I mean, just for us to do our normal greetings and our normal fellowshipping, and then progress to the guests and make sure we progress to them before they get out the building, but not make a line like that's more uncomfortable than not speaking to them.
Now, what I have to say for that, my brother, is this. It's an individual thing. That's not to me, what you made was a general statement, kind of like, I'm a congregation, this is how we should do it. And I appreciate what you're saying, but it's almost like you're saying, you know, because I will stand back. They don't know that I'm waiting on them. They don't know that. You know, and I'm not gonna not shake a brother's hand. Sister Shaw come look at me and everything. Hey, how you doing? I'm not gonna say, wait till I get back and everything. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna make my way to them. But individually. So I know what you're saying. Make it a natural thing. My natural ability, my objective is to get to that business. That's my number one objective. I know you. I'm gonna shake your hand, I'm gonna get to you and everything like that and all that. But I'm gonna make my way to that business. For one, as Brother Boyd has said, that I'm saying we honor it. And I say we, because I know Grand Avenue does. I feel like I'm speaking for all of us that do. And if you don't, I'm not speaking for you. But then I'm also speaking for myself. So when I make that verbiage, that statement, I'm gonna make sure that I'm one of the people that are gonna get there. And if I gotta kind of like on the guy, hey, how you doing? Everything good to see you. Yeah, I'll be right back. Yeah, okay, right back. That's me. So individually, you make whatever, however you, and keep it natural, like you said. But my natural and objective is, if I see a visitor, I'm gonna get to that visitor. That's my objective.
That should be all of our objectives.
Yeah, that's my objective. Is I want to make sure that I get to that visitor before they go out the door, because like Sister Shaw said, and we do know this, sometimes they will sit closer to the back. They will. And fortunately, there's people in the back that's already talking to them, and I'm glad I'm saying they're holding them up. Because the brother will pull you over here in a minute and say, let me share something with you, you know. Or sister may say, I want to share this with you. Right? Oh, I do want to say this right quick before I forget. Sister Shaw wants to see y'all immediately following the services just for a few minutes, okay? Y'all got that, sister? All right, back on what I was saying. So that's and I'm not trying to make this sound like blow it all out of proportion. But what I'm saying is, and it made the statement about the question about church members. So if I've been here a while, y'all know me. I know y'all. I know you. But if that visitor comes in here, they need to know that, hey, my attention is focused on you. And I honestly believe this. The more the merrier. And if it's realistic, only you know and God knows whether or not you're genuine. So you can't judge me whether or not I'm genuine or not. But this is part of my character. This is part of me. And I want them to know this. That, hey, I'm glad that you're here. And being nice about it, I'm glad that you're here. So, okay. Well, hey, y'all come back. Please come in. So I move on, you know. But however that makes it, brothers and sisters, I never want to take out the fact that our objective when a visitor comes in here, I don't care if it's and it says number two, if it's from a sister congregation, they need to feel good about when they come to see visit at Grand Avenue. If it's about a potential a member, because somebody has planted the seed, they moved here, somebody planted the seed. They got a chance to get it watered right here at Grand Avenue. So somebody gonna go and say, they need to feel that. Now they want to have a class maybe or something. You know, we don't know what may materialize out of that. But one thing for sure, don't just step back and just wait on somebody else to do it. I do it, you know, and that's what we got to be about. So I understand exactly what you're saying, bro, but I want to make sure that we get the right point on, and that maybe I didn't say it right the first time, but the point is, it is my objective. And if it's everybody's in this room objective to make sure that visitor feels comfortable, so be that. Being considerate, but I'll make sure I'm gonna get to them. And if I'm the last one on the step, and then we're getting ready to step over and say, hey, yep, I meant to get to you. Hey, how you doing? Everything. Let it be known. Yeah, Sister Shaw, and then we go.
I hope this is not getting too far off. Don't let anyone take offense to it there. If anything, grand people, especially the ladies, I'm sure you men folks are the same, but I guess I focus on ladies more. The thing that we probably need to kind of watch when we have visitors, and you know us, most of our ladies do try to go and they really do. I kind of watch people, but a lot of times we maybe need to watch holding that visitor up so long until, you know.
Be considerate.
You know,
be considerate. That time and somebody else.
You may have to speak to them and make them reference. And look, I know I got other sisters that want to speak to you, so I'm gonna move on.
Yes.
And I'm gonna be calling you now. Or you text me, I text you, etc.
Exactly.
And that way, you know, that visitor gets to speak
Exactly.
To all of us, you don't
Exactly.
have to tell them the whole history.
Exactly. They need to say this is a friendly church, not just a friendly person. And I understand exactly what my brother was saying, so let me do something, because I wasn't trying to coach. But when he made the term bum rush, I understand what he's saying. And if everybody's standing around and they don't know what, maybe they might be their first time even visiting the Church of Christ, whoa, what's going on? But keeping it within the context of a member, of a family, how we treat and interact one with another, and that's what I wanted to make sure. So certainly, the way that we love one another, he said it starts inside. You never speak to me, but you want to go over and shake the visitor's hand. Yeah, you're running from me on this side of the building, but you're trying to make your way around to the building. That's fake. You got all against your brother, so you ain't even tried to straighten it out, but you want to go and act like you're friendly to the visitor? Now, that's the kind of booger I don't want around the business, because they're going to show up one way on that day and another way on another day. And so, no. But I can't stop them. But what I can do is be genuine, as my brother said, and be true to it, and go and shake hands and be considerate of it and move on. And that's what we got to do. Okay, I'm gonna move on. Brother, so you got the pen up. This last comment, we got to go on to number 3. But I do want to be on something else by Sunday.
I'm looking at this because I've seen 2 verses, but I'm gonna just go down to number 3.
Number 3?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going. Wait, yeah, good on 3.
Do I open my home to widows,
Yes, sir. Uh-huh.
the poor,
Yeah.
or to the church youth?
Uh-huh.
And here's the thing. Normally, I don't say a whole lot to young folk
Mhm.
because some of them, they just act like they're scared. You gonna ask them a question.
Mhm.
But I think that we need to learn and say to them, "Are you doing all right today? Are you feeling pretty good today?"
Mhm.
Because I always used to ask my class, "How you feeling today?" Sometimes, I guess I'm all right. Well, what makes you think you're not all right?
Mhm.
And that's what I always try to do,
Mhm.
is to let people know that, like church youth, very little folk in congregations talk to the youth.
Mhm.
Very few. But you're a guy that can talk to anybody. And me, I'll look at him and say, "There ain't nothing I didn't say what I got to say." But you don't know that.
Exactly.
You don't know that.
Exactly. Because a lot of times, I feel like what I may think that they're not interested in is what they really truly may need to hear. Because they're probably not hearing it from another male's perspective or another person's, and I'm saying person, in these young people's lives and everything, not just Christian brothers and sisters, but just from a mature, experienced, wise, caring male or female figure. That makes a big difference in a lot of these things. Anybody else have something before I read what I wrote on that? Here's what I wrote on that. It asked the question, do I open my home to widows and poor and church and youth? And here's how I took that question. Because every time it said home, I didn't always think about my house. I thought about my heart. So I open my heart to widow. Yeah, I have a conversation. This is what I wrote down here. Individuals of all backgrounds, whether they're widows, whether they're poor, whether they're church youth, and it's also parenthesized, those outside my circle. Very important. Those outside my circle, those in my circle are the people I'm comfortable talking with. I'm comfortable interacting with, but those outside my circle, it says individuals of all backgrounds are prospects for conversation or for help. The prospects. What kind of conversation? Any kind of conversation. What do you want to talk about? I want to get around and talk about the Lord, but I want to hear what's on your mind. I do this at school. I do this with teachers at school. Because they come in and they ask me certain kind of questions and everything. Mr. B, how do you so? Y'all may hear me do a lot of this at school because that's what when you're on a job, you're doing something, that's what you know, that's kind of like your life. That's what you used to doing and interacting with. But people find out that I can think, well, I'm not even a certified teacher. And they say, well, you're a teacher. I'm not a certified coach, but you're a coach. I said, no, I'm not a teacher, and I'm not a coach. I said, but I have coached. I said, I've lived a life where I've had to coach people. I've had to coach situations, but not as a certified, just as this is part of my life. And so, but I said all that to say, everybody needs some kind of help, but it has to come from the heart. It has to come from the heart. When y'all let me in your home, into your house, you know, I had to feel like it came from your heart. I had to feel like you really wanted me there, you know. So we got to make the people come in and feel like we really want you here, you know. We really forget, and that's what keeps them coming back for more. Yeah, that makes them come back for more. That smile, that earnest conversation, that genuine attitude and everything like that. You know, that look in the eye. We went through all this stuff in this book. It's how you look at somebody, it's how you talk to them, and how you make them feel when you're talking with them. So everything we're talking about here, because in that conversation piece I wrote down there, you all, whenever I came to your house, what kind of conversation do we have? When they come here, when you stop and they get ready to go, what kind of conversation are you having? You may be inviting them to dinner, you're inviting them to come back, be with us again. We hope that you enjoyed the services today. You know, you ever need me to come by and talk with you and everything, let me know. If you want to set up a class or whatever, that's conversation. You're planting something and walking away from it. They got something in their mind that's on their mind, even when they get home. Come up next Sunday, they're coming back for more. Wednesday night, they know you're here, they're coming back for more. Why? Because they enjoyed that. That was different to them. And that's what we're supposed to be like. Number 4, do I practice hospitality without complaining? I put yes. I ain't complaining. I'm gonna tell you, I was one of the kind of cats on the street. If I didn't want to do it, I ain't gonna do it. Yeah. If I don't want to do it, I'm not gonna do it. But if I put forth the effort, and if I invite, or if I say I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do 100, just like on my job. I'm gonna do 100 on my job. So why not do 100 for the Lord, who blessed me with my job? You know. Number 5. Do I show hospitality? And if y'all have something on there, don't let me just run through it. I'm doing this because I'm wanting actually to get through it and through these other pieces because we're running out of time. But the comments have been good. So if it does bleed over, I don't care. The Lord bless us to see Sunday. We'll finish up what we didn't finish up tonight on that Sunday morning and go on through the rest of it. But if one of these things y'all got something, please don't hesitate to raise your hand because I want to hear your feedback. Number 4 says, do I practice hospitality without complaining? I said yes. And that was number 4. Number 5, do I show hospitality to visitors at church assemblies? And yes, you know, I can go ahead. I realized when I started reading what I wrote, I take moments. So yes. All right, moving right along to the questions. Okay, nobody raised their hand. What table did God use as a memorial in the temple? We found that in Hebrews 9:2, so that'll be pretty quick. What table did God use as a memorial in the temple? Mm-hmm. The holy place. In the tabernacle. The first tabernacle. The holy place. Y'all got that? Good. What did God prepare for David in the presence of his enemies? Psalms 23:5. Yeah. Anybody give anything else? I'll put some words on mine. I don't want to say it if you don't got it. He prepared that table. That table had to do with the blessings to his children. A table in the presence of our enemies is how God is blessing his children even before his enemies. No matter what somebody may do to you, God is still blessing you. And the enemies ain't going to be able to defeat you because God is blessing you. You're not going to let the enemies defeat you because God is blessing you. So you don't stress out on things that the rest of the world will because God has already prepared this for you. He's already showed you that, hey, you're already blessed. I got you. As long as we're doing what God wants us to do, he got us. And the enemy can look at it one way, but God look at it a whole different way. He's reading our hearts. Again, our hearts. Who prepared the table for Elijah? Show me more. Yeah, she showed that hospitality. Right on. Okay. How many Jews and rulers did Nehemiah hold at his expense every day? Every day. How many? 150. Every day. Yeah. Didn't use any of the funds that he could have received. But he took his own money. Who was impressed by the magnificence of Solomon's table? Queen Sheba. Queen of Sheba. All right. If nobody have anything to bear on that, because I told myself, I said, I need to get going. All right, because this takes more time than anything, and I really want to get to these discussions. Okay? I'm gonna start it up. All right. What was God saying? What was God saying by placing the table in the temple? What was he saying? What I said he was saying that he was showing that God was showing his consistent provision and his presence to us, his children, or to his people in that situation. At that table, he was showing, because we know it was everything. I don't want to put them too far in because I could on this right here. But everything was set up a certain kind of way. But those priests knew what every bit of that meant. Every bit of that meant. So but he was showing, but the reason he set that up, placing that table in the temple, because he was showing his consistent provisions and his presence to his people, to Israel. He provides for them. He's always there when they need him. He provides for us. He's always there when we need him. He's always there when we call on him. And if we truly believe that calling on him is going to get us results, then we get results. We get results. And sometimes those results based on our life may not be the results that we were calling on him about with that. But when we don't get what we want, it's always time for us to do what? Examine myself. It's not because God didn't want me to have it. Maybe something's getting in the way. Maybe I'm getting in the way of my own blessing. It's always something that's going on that keeps us from receiving what we ask for, because God is willing to give it to us. He's already proven that. Okay, somebody pick up number 2.
What was the significance of the location of the table of showbread?
Mm-hmm.
And I put down, it was God's undying devotion for his people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anybody got something else? That's 100%, right? Huh? Mm-hmm. It's about the showbread. Okay. Okay. Go with that one. Anybody something else?
Why did God command church leaders
Hmm?
practice?
No, I'm still on number 2. That's all right. Here's what I wrote down. The significance of that location, of that table, was to show closeness to Israel. It was on the north end of the table, of the tabernacle. That's the end that Israel was on. The entrance was only exposed to those of the priests. Only the priests could enter in that entrance. So it was showing the closeness, his closeness to Israel, to let it be known that, hey, this is for my people, and this is about his presence and being there, and that closeness to his closeness to his people of Israel. Why did God command church leaders to practice hospitality? Why did he? Sister, what you have your hand up?
They out front,
Uh-huh.
and they have to show people the way to follow.
Yeah, we're on the same page. And I didn't even look at it, copy yours. We're on it. Somebody want to expound? Yeah. What Sister Paul was saying is, here's what I wrote. It says, why did God command the church leaders to practice hospitality? Because there is no other way than to show by example. Yeah. That's what Sister Paul was saying too. Show by example. You practice it, so people will know what it looked like. We're Christians. We practice that Christianity, so people that are non-Christian will know what Christianity looked like. They'll know how Christians talk. They'll see how Christians walk, because we're seen and read of men every day, even when you don't know they're looking at you. They're hearing your conversation in the midst of your friends who are non-Christians. So yeah, very important. Just like God sees all, the world see all too. The devil just looking for, he talks about, he's like a roaring lion. That book is going to see who he can chop up at any given time. So he's stalking you. He's stalking me every day. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, when you said something about the way you talk and stuff,
Yes.
like that, I had somebody today at work.
Uh-huh.
So it was just happened today.
Yeah.
That was like, I try not to cuss in front
I hear you.
So
I hear you.
people come around me, they see I don't cuss,
There you go.
and I use other phrases
Yeah.
than what they use.
Yes.
They try to, okay, I'm not gonna cuss in front of you. I'm gonna do certain things different.
Right.
Around you, tell you that.
Exactly.
Exactly. That's how I show my example.
There you go. That's it, Cut. I mean, Brother Stone. But I love that. I like that you popped up there, bro. I don't hear you hardly say too much. I like that. But what you said is on 100. That shows you that they were watching and listening, and they showing you that respect that you deserve, and everything. And so that's a good thing. That's a wonderful thing. So yeah, that's what this is all about. That's what this is all about. Leading by example. Leading by example. So God wanted those men, those priests, y'all in an authoritative position. Y'all are in a position that everybody's watching you. So you practice what you teach, and you practice what you preach. So nobody can say, well, he's one way this way and he's another way, because the word is looking for a hypocrite. The devil want a hypocrite in the church, because he taught a whole bunch of stuff. So, any comments before we go on? So, Shaw, you looking at me like you want to say something?
Well,
Go ahead.
it's about the same.
That's okay.
But I had put down, because it reflects a
Mhm.
genuine,
Yes.
a real connection with God.
Yes.
And they are to practice that without
Yes.
complaint.
Exactly. 100. Right on. Yes. All right. Moving right along. Somebody pick up next. Number 4.
How do you think Elijah felt when the woman prepared him a room with a table?
Mm-hmm.
Me myself, I think he felt really comfortable
Okay.
because she made it to where he could be comfortable in that room to
Mhm.
sit and do the things that he needed to do for the Lord or his work, whatever it was, and he was in a comfortable position.
Mm-hmm. What's that? Anybody else?
I think that he felt that he was loved.
That's one of
by
mine.
that family. She might have said that, I don't know.
That's just that comment.
And he felt real good about it.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people build another
Yeah.
a room, give you a table and a chair
Yeah.
in the room?
That's expense. Yeah.
Whenever you pass by.
Yes. Love was one of my words. Sister Rogers, look like you wanted to say something. Thankful.
Mhm.
Yes. Humbled.
Uh-huh.
Appreciated.
Right? It felt like he was at home.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you can. Yeah. That was beautiful. Okay. Somebody pick up number 5. Come on.
I can, no, I can't help.
Sister Amanda, kick it off. Okay. How precious is that? Huh? Feel good? Anybody else?
Feel blessed.
Feel blessed.
Well, it is more love, you show more love on Thanksgiving when you got family members, friends that help you enjoy the day.
Okay. Sister Shaw?
I was gonna say that usually that's a time, that with us, we all go around the table, saying who we think,
Gotcha.
that kind of thing. But then before we get up from that table, we have sure you talk about
I
us.
know this.
It's one thing that we practice down from my childhood on.
Mm-hmm. I put down everything that's special about that day. That's our person. Everything that's special about Thanksgiving. We're thankful every day. And we should be doing that. Man recognizes it one day out of the year. But we should be thankful every day. Every day. Because God has given us something every day. And the rest of the world ain't paying a lot of attention to it. I guarantee there's more people not paying attention to the giving that God has given them every time they wake up, every time they're able to go to sleep, every time they, be able to see their family members and see their loved ones, see their grandchildren, everything. It's all precious memories and photographs and videos being taken. It's just things that come and they walk away with. But to be thankful to God every day, Thankful to God that I'm able to help somebody else. And you want to tell that person you're able to help, hey, this is a gift from God. You know. Yeah. So yeah, but everything is precious. And everything everybody said is 100. Beautiful. Everything is special about that day that man looks at his Thanksgiving Day. What do table adornments say to guests, and what are some of your favorites? Now I'm gonna show you what this right here. I'm gonna show you what I put out. They cared enough to go all out. That's what those adornments say to the guests, and they put their best foot forward. Now, next question says, what are some of your favorite adornments? And the only thing I have that's my favorite adornment on the table is the food.
That's right.
You're doing that table with all kind of food. I got it. That's my favorite. Yeah, that right there. Yeah, that's my favorite. Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind a whole bunch of flowers and stuff, but I can't eat a flower. I want some. Move that flower out the way. Put some chicken in there. Anyway, Sister Boy.
I put the love that people put into her.
Yes.
And
Yes.
They do it with love. And
Yes.
everybody
Yes.
else.
And that's what I mean by going all out, putting the best foot forward. And the arrangements and all those things, they are beautiful. Don't get me wrong. And I see them when I first come in, but then I start looking at the food. Yeah. So.
Brother Boyd, I think that guests probably just feel a lot of appreciation
Yes.
because they think about what you did
Yes.
to get that table
Yes.
all decorated up
Yes.
and how much cleaning you gonna have to do afterwards. Because a
Yes.
lot of stuff you could just put your plate, a napkin, or the
Mhm.
food. You probably have your flower maybe center, and then you got all your different little
Yes.
silverware
Oh,
and stuff, different plates. I mean, that costs,
Almost
that's
certain.
expensive.
Almost certain.
Maybe not expensive
Yeah.
at the time, but it costs effort.
Almost certain.
So they
Almost
feel
certain.
honored, probably, very honored.
Oh, yeah. Almost certain.
Yeah.
All right.
My hand up.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sister Ron.
You know, because when you really think about it,
Mm-hmm.
some people spend hundreds of dollars
True. True.
to do this decoration and adornment, but some people haven't got to hardly eat. I mean, when we think about it,
Yeah.
you know, and it is beautiful, like everyone said,
Mm-hmm.
to have all this decoration.
Yeah.
But when you really think about it, you can't eat this stuff.
King.
I mean, it's beautiful.
Yeah. Put it back in the closet the next day, dear.
Yeah.
Get it up the way.
But you
I
think
think.
about it.
Yeah.
People stop.
But it is, yeah. No, sir.
I've seen people spend, I was in line at Hobby Lobby, and a lady spent over $200 for Halloween stuff.
Oh.
To go to the yard. I mean, you know, but I mean, some people can afford it.
Yeah.
But it's just something to think about.
Almost certain. Almost certain. Brother Good.
I think the most rewarding part is the sacrifice that's made to put in that you put into.
Oh, sure.
Someone said for love, but it's the same thing.
Mhm.
But it takes sacrifice. You know, that's time, that's effort. You know, that's dedication to get something right. It's the same way if you went to a high class restaurant paying $100 a plate. You know, when you walk into that place, you're gonna be admiring everything in there because $100 plate, they're gonna have that place fixed up.
Right.
So that's the same atmosphere that you create when you see that effort that someone puts in. You know, the adornments that they pull out to make it a festive occasion.
Sure. Yeah, like my brother said, you want to do that $100 a plate restaurant, see all that fancy fly stuff they got on the wall. And that food don't taste like $100 plate.
Not worth,
Hey, look.
not worth $100
Hey, look,
million.
yeah. I'd rather don't see all the adornments and that food tastes good. I'm good. You know, but no, what you said is 100. 100. Yeah. Well, probably where you eat at. Everybody they're not like you. We can't always afford to spend $100. That's what she let us know. Yeah, it tastes good. I spent $100 on a plate. It tastes pretty good. I know what you're saying.
I didn't say it.
No, I'm just Well, you don't want to say it, because I don't know. I ain't never spent $100 on no food. Oh, you didn't pay for it. Ah. No. So what does leaving seats at the ends of the pews communicate to guests? Somebody give me a quick one, then we're gonna jump to the next one, do the next slide. Because we're almost.
Well,
Yeah, what is this suggest?
Welcome.
Welcome. Yeah, yeah, freedom to sit wherever.
More than enough.
More than enough. Yeah, good deal. How precious is it to know that you have a place at the Lord's table each Sunday? How do you feel each Lord's Day when you come in here and you got a place at the Lord's table? Yes, blessed, grateful, overjoyed. Yeah, yeah. Even when you got problems going on the outside, you come in here, you gonna grieve with family and folks, and it's gonna help. And it may not take it all the way, but it's surely gonna help you forget it for a little while. And then that message start touching on some of those things that you were thinking about, and you say, you know, I really needed it. And I've heard people stand and say, you know, I really needed to hear that today. You know, that message really hit home with me today. Those are the kind of things that make you feel good about being at the feet of the Lord's table and everything. So, yeah, it's a wonderful blessing, and we're definitely grateful.
I was just gonna say, what happened Sunday, when you sang and with Brother Sean Smith,
Mhm.
it just made me feel so
Mhm. Mhm.
with everything that I was going through.
Sure.
It's like I kept asking, I was praying, and it just hit home with me.
Mhm. Good stuff.
And it makes me feel like when I come to church that my health and my wealth, everything about me feels better.
Gotcha.
You know, it just, when I come in here, it's like, I feel the presence of the Lord.
Right on.
And I just feel no pain.
Right on. Oh, I like that. Good deal. Good deal. All right, so we made our way down. Now I've got 4 minutes on the clock. I'm gonna take 4 minutes, and we're gonna do the exercise right quick. So if you have something, okay. If you don't have the exercise, have anything, don't worry about it. And if you forget the top of your head, that's all fine too. But at 8 o'clock, we're gonna shut it down. Okay. So it says, let's rearrange your congregation or your family. Will become more hospitable. And my number one was that to continue to look for opportunities to help and to reach out to those seeking help. And I want to, that's my way of showing hospitality, is to reach out and see someone in need, and find someone in need, try to help someone in need, ask questions, you know. Now you can go up and down Sherman Street right now, you can see somebody sitting on the corner at any given time with a cardboard sign. You can see that. That's somebody that's in need. You can go somewhere and see the same person all the time. You just left, and a couple of days ago, and see the same people. But to take that person, and I've done this, not recently, but I've done this. And I'm just saying what I did. See nobody else. And I'm not bragging. I'm just saying I try to look to beyond what my norm would have been, just give somebody food. Because I have a hard time giving money. I really do. And I'll be honest. I ain't gonna lie. It's hard for me. And I say that because I'm not trying to judge the person. But when that person is sitting there, I'm thinking this person is hungry. And that's the first thing I ask. I said, can I get you something? I'd like to go and get you something to eat. That's my first approach. It really and truly is. And if they say yes, I got them. But what I did was I went ahead and went as far as to put someone up. I couldn't put them up for a month, but I could put them up for 2 nights. And I could buy them food. And that's what I would do. Buy food, and not part of what they wanted, but I know I was gonna give them. And put them up for 2 nights. That was me saying this is, I want to show you that, you know, God is in this plan. And of course, I minister to them. I let them know this is not a reputation. They're thanking me. I said, but thank God. That's what I would say. I said, thank God. Because if it wasn't for him, I'm almost certain I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now. You know, and so, but that's the kind of a move that I would make in those kind of situations. So, but that I would continue to look for opportunities, and that's what I say on number one. Someone else have anything? If you didn't, I got all 3 of mine filled in. I can just go real quick.
Start by leaving the hidden pews open.
Yeah. Congregational. Start by leaving pews open. Yeah. Yeah. But they come in the Grand, they're gonna see a whole bunch of pews over.
Everybody needs them.
So, yeah, they can sit in almost anywhere. But what he's saying, and I'm gonna add on to, is that when you see a visitor come in, and I think my sister, I guess she would used to sit over there, and see what she said. I said, sit with us. Yeah, come on over here in the family. Invite them to sit with you. Cause they will, they'll sit somewhere and everything. Cause they, let them know. Familiarize yourself with them. That's what we've been talking about. Yeah. So I'm not gonna leave it to, and I understand what my brother Aubrey was saying, but I'm not gonna leave it to the pew to invite them. I'm gonna invite them. Come see what else. You know, be my guest today. Or you can ask them, oh, who you here with? Oh, I just came. Sorry, come to I've been seeing y'all on the phone. Don't know like y'all just, I love it. Come sit with us. Yeah, yeah. Do it like that. It's different ways we can do it. My second one was to brainstorm. This is talking about the church. Brainstorm ways that the church can be an outreach organization, community-based organization. Getting involved with some kind of way that we can reach out to the public so that they know we're here on this block. And I know we've had that. We've had it. We've got our outreach program where it was talking about putting in the baskets. What Sister Gaines was talking about putting that in the basket and distributing everything. But it can be bigger than that. If that's one means of it, we can get bigger than that. Sister Robin.
I know this may sound, I'm not advertising,
Okay.
but I'm just saying this,
Okay.
because we're talking about this.
Okay.
Our veterans,
Mhm.
that has passed on,
Mm-hmm.
and we have two that has passed on
Mhm.
from our
I
congregation,
guess. Mm-hmm.
Brother Pleasant and Brother Rogers.
Mm-hmm.
Every year in December, they have wreaths, they try to put a wreath on every veteran
Yeah.
in the cemetery in Dallas. And we have several military men that are Christians.
Yeah.
Brother Mark, several.
Mhm.
But anyway, the military doesn't put the wreaths
Yeah.
on the veterans.
Yeah.
It's a Wreath Across America does.
Yeah.
And so the wreaths cost $17 for
Mhm.
each veteran to get a wreath on their grave.
Mhm.
And it's strictly volunteers.
Mhm.
And so anybody can purchase one wreath or how many they want to. We've always put one on
Sure.
Brother Rogers.
So,
And so it's $17. You can go online and just purchase a wreath. But how many veterans you want to.
sure.
Because like I say, the veterans don't do that. And so one wreath for one veteran, and they have so many more veterans who have died.
Sure.
And if they don't have enough wreaths, then everybody doesn't get one.
Sure.
Last year, they were able to give everybody a wreath out there, but this year they are behind
Sure.
because people are not purchasing as many wreaths. So that's one way anybody who want to, for the community of for the cemetery, can give a wreath if you want to purchase a wreath for $17 for a veteran. Since we do have members that are out there.
That's good commercial. But I understand what you're saying. I definitely understand. And people, individuals that you see fit to do that, I think that's a wonderful thing to do. I really do. My last one is look for ways to involve sister congregations with same or already working ministries. Piggyback. There's nothing wrong with that. Piggyback. Meaning find out what they're doing, how they're growing, and how they're working together to try to show hospitality and bring folks in and piggyback off of it. Or take that plan and build on it. Build on it. So, but anyway, that's all I've got. I was definitely trying to move on my way on down. I'm about 3 minutes over. Chapter 9, be understanding. The Lord said the same is where we're going to start at on Sunday. And let me just pause for a second as we close. Thank you all for all your comments. But Sister Rogers, I want to step back just for a second because honoring our veterans is really true. It really truly is. And because we have those here, but Not just because we have those here, but we're free to do what we're doing right now because of it. So that's something that always, and I'm glad she said that because I did not know that. And so that's good for me to know because I would do that. I have family members that died in the service and stuff. And so, hey, and I got family members that are still in there. And believe it or not, one day, the way the world is going, some of our own children may be having to sign up. They may come back with a draft. You never know. So that's opportunity for us to be able to help in that. And that means we always say we appreciate them and honor them. That's one of the good ways to be able to show that. So, all right. If there are no other comments or anything, ask any prayer requests or anything. All right. Please be standing as we prepare. Yes, ma'am. If you can.